be your call sign. Okay, that's the registration markings on your aircraft. And the person that's eventually going to move forward to fly commercially, they will then, if they're going to fly commercial flight, they then use the call sign of that aircraft under which the operator they operating under falls. Okay, enough of all our serious jargon. Let's move on straight away to the next section of this episode, and that's the pronunciation of numerals. This one is slightly, it's got a bit of humor to it, slightly more, well, the pronunciation is different for everybody, even for a native English-speaking person. So, for example, myself, English-speaking is my home language, but the pronunciation of these terminologies is very different. Let's start from what you might pronounce as naught or zero, and let's go from there all the way to number 9. Okay, so just very simple calculating or counting, should I say. We'll start from there, and I will pronounce them in first normal communication, and then how we should pronounce it on frequency. So starting from the beginning, 0 is very straightforward. It's 0 or 0. Okay, so 0 is normal, or 0 is in aviation talk. 1 and 1. You don't hear much difference there. 1 in normal communication is Oscar November Echo. I'm spelling 1 for you, so it's O-N-E. In aviation, it's Whiskey Uniform November, 1. 2 and 2. Again, that's exactly as we pronouncing it. There's no change to the way that is coming or being expressed on frequency. Your first number which does change is the number 3. So normal communication, 3. Aviation communication, 3. Notice the H falls away in the term of 3, and we hear 3. The H is falling away because it can cause a little bit of confusion on frequency when there is background noise, clutter, and accent involved. 3 on frequency can sound, not always, but can sometimes sound like 2. So ICAO introduced the number 3 on frequency to avoid any confusion and to assist with avoiding confusion as far as possible when communicating on frequency. The next number is 4. So a normal communication is 4. Aviation communication, FAWA. Spelled Foxtrot, Oscar, Whiskey, Echo, Romeo, FAWA. Okay, so you notice there's a pitch in the end of the pronunciation, FAWA. Wa. All right, the next one is 5. Normal communication, 5. Aviation talk, 5. The V is replaced by the letter F, 5. Foxtrot, India, Foxtrot, Echo, 5. 6 doesn't change at all. 6. There's nothing changing there in the number. Your next big change is the number 7. This changes quite a bit. Sometimes you laugh at the way it's pronounced, but it's done for a reason. I'll explain it now. So 7, that's normal, 7. Then aviation talk, 7. 7. Why is there this pitch at the end of the pronunciation of the number 7? This is because the number 7 and 0 sound very similar. Again, on frequency, taking all the negative factors into account, clutter, background noise. 7 does not sound like 0. The ven in the 7 clearly illustrates a different number, and that's what you're after. Again, we don't want to cause any confusion on frequency in this pronunciation of anything, really. But today we're just talking about phonetic alphabet and numbers. So the next number, let's move on. Number 8 is 8. Although in aviation it's spelled Alpha India Tango 8, it still sounds pretty much like 8. Yeah, you don't really hear much difference there. You get to 9, 9, niner. English, normal English, 9. Aviation English, niner. Niner. So the 4 and the 9, forward, ER, niner, ER, niner. In aviation, we only count in single digits from 0 to 9. When we get to 10, or let me rephrase it. When we get to 10, we don't convert to multiple digits at the same time. We continue with the single digits in pronunciation. So 10 would be pronounced 1, 0. 11, 1, 1. When we start flying in altitudes, so we get in airborne, whether we fly a drone low level at 400 foot, so 400, or we fly a fixed wing aircraft at say 1,500 feet, we've got options. Are we going to pronounce this on frequencies? So let me give you the options. I'll take the 1,500 feet. That's pronounced 1,500 feet or 1,500 feet. Okay, 1,000. So the H is falling away. 1,000. Started to stutter there. I heard myself, so I have to say it again. 1,500 feet. Okay, or 1,500 feet. Now this takes a lot of practice, and you're going to have to really work on this. If you're new to aviation lingo, aviation talk, you're going to have to practice this, because when it comes to not just your test, maybe you're doing your private pilot license and you need to demonstrate this in front of your examiner. That's fine to pass it and to be fluent with it in the exam. But you have to remember with this goes with you wherever you're going to be speaking on aviation frequency. So it's something that you're going to have to focus on, and you're going to have to practice. And if you make a mistake, I'll make a mistake and show you an example of what we do. So just teaching another term for this episode, a radio term. I'm going to just keep it very simple. So we are operating at 1, 2, correction, 1,500 feet. So I'm just using the word correction in this example to show the person is correcting their height, but also the way they correct it by repeating all the numbers. That's very important when it comes to pronunciation of numerals. All right, so this recording much shorter today than most of them are going to be, but this has to be done. It has to introduce you. This is an introduction to the phonetic alphabet and pronunciation of numerals. All the best with the practice. If you're new to this, hope you enjoy it, and you're going to have to keep working through it, learning. If you're new, again, like I mentioned earlier with the phonetic alphabet, just keep practicing it. It doesn't change. It's exactly the same anywhere you go. Sometimes the letter, if we say, when we pronounce in the alphabet, we get to letters like Z, which is Z, pronounced as Z or Z, and there is a difference between those two. It depends which part of the world you making this pronunciation. But in aviation, you don't say Zulu, it's Zulu. All right, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed this recording, and looking forward to speaking to you again in the next episode. Take care and all the best. Ciao for now.